Hi, everybody. Happy Tuesday. So excited to talk to everybody today. I hope everyone in LinkedIn land is doing fantastic. So today, let me get this here on the comments here. Make sure people are coming in. So if you are watching this on the replay, hello to you too, no matter what time or day it is. Today it is August 22nd, 2023. And this is, let's see, episode 7 of my 30 days of LinkedIn live streams. Trying to bring you content that I'm passionate about in my area of specialty, which is around women's wellness, women's health. Specifically, I love to talk about all things nutrition, body toxicity, hormones, stress management, confidence building, all kinds of great things. Hey, Kathleen. Kathleen is my #1 gold star viewer. Kathleen and I met maybe 6 months ago or so. We just had amazing talks about nutrition and entrepreneurship. And she's just a fabulous lady. And so, girl, I appreciate you being here. So I got another LinkedIn user here. I can't see your name or face. I don't know why that is sometimes. Does anybody know why that is? Sometimes when you come on StreamYard and I can't see your face or your name, maybe it has something to do with your privacy settings. I'm not sure, but I appreciate the heart. So anywho, I am going to talk today. This is really part 2 of my series on body detoxing. Hi, Joan. Thanks for joining. So I decided to do a 3-part series on body toxicity because there's just so much to talk about, and there's so much information out there that's like clickbait and quick cleanses and juice cleanses and all the things that I really want to talk about it because in my program, body detox is something that I dig into a lot with my clients, and it's a core principle of my program. So I didn't want to rush it, and I'm trying to keep these at 30 minutes or less so that people can come on their lunch hour, join, listen, comment, please interact. And if you do have questions, drop them in the comments. I'll either answer them live or after if I don't see them. But I didn't want to rush any particular aspect of it. So that's why we're focusing 3 days on body toxicity. Most of the women who come to me and want to have the free consult, and we sit down and, we say hi, and I get to know what's really all about them, what's going on in your world, what's going on with your nutrition and your sleep and your exercise, stress, any stressful events. I, really, really dig in. And I asked them, what caused you to reach out to me? And without a doubt, it's one of 2 answers as a primary. Though, of course, there's several different answers here. So, hi, Randy. Thanks for asking. Definitely go ahead and check out my profile on LinkedIn. I'm a certified integrative health practitioner using 6 different modalities in terms of best of East versus West in terms of holistic health. So Ayurveda, Eastern medicine, bio, naturopath, functional medicine, orthomolecular, all kinds of things. So anywho, women come to me. That's a thing my grandmother used to say. I love it. Women come to me because, number 1, they either want to lose weight, or 2, they just want to feel better. And feel better is really broad, right? But for me, I don't necessarily work with 20 or 30-year-olds. Okay. I focus my practice on women 40 or up. Because at that time, that's when our bodies are changing, right? And so the things that people used to try to do to lose weight or feel better just aren't working anymore. Well, they're not working anymore because you're not the same anymore, right? You've changed. You need to do different things. So feel better usually has to do with going into perimenopause. Perimenopause, of course, being that up to 10-year period before you get into menopause. And there's so many symptoms, and I'm going to really deep dive into that in the second half of these 30 days of LinkedIn Lives. But body toxicity is a huge driver in making people feel better and helping them lose weight. And why is that? We talked about toxins yesterday. So if you haven't caught yesterday's episode, definitely do so. It wasn't my intent to make anybody feel overwhelmed or to feel like, wow, there's nothing I can do. But the reality of the situation is this, right? We have over 100,000 man-made chemicals out there, and there's varying degrees of exposure. Many of us are fortunate enough not to have high level exposure and be in professions that we're constantly being exposed to toxins. But like I worked with a woman, Carrie. She owns a salon, standing on her feet all day. Mom, just busy, busy, busy. The things that we put in our hair to make it look good, right? I want to go get my roots done again, cover the gray, cover the dark, right? Unless you can find somebody who is using some sort of organic hair coloring, right? That's chemicals we're putting in our body, right? And she's exposed to them all the time. So we're all exposed to varying degrees of chemicals. Even if you're a Sherpa sitting naked in the woods on the top of a mountain, right? It's just pervasive in our environment. And there's not a ton of great long-term studies that show what even small repeated levels of exposure to various things can do. And we're exposed to it everywhere, right? Our household cleaners, our laundry detergents, our foods, the air that we're breathing, just EMF radiation everywhere. So our bodies are designed to help detoxify us. The problem is that in today's modern society, they're really overwhelmed. Our bodies are overwhelmed. And because of chronic stress, because of poor nutrition, because of lack of exercise, all these things, we're not taking care of our body. So our systems, like our liver and our kidneys, our lymphatic system, they're just overwhelmed. So we need to focus on body toxicity as a method for healing ourselves, for feeling better, for being well, for longevity. I mean, there's so many benefits. And if we don't, then we're really looking at a lot of issues. Like, what was I talking about yesterday, right? Body toxicity, obviously it impacts our thyroid, right? Our hormones, our estrogen to progesterone ratio. It impacts women's fertility. There's more and more women who are having a lot of problems getting pregnant, right? Heavy metals in the body can be a big culprit in that. We're talking about pollution in our air, right? All these different things. We have to address it. We have to help our body. We have to develop good habits to make it part of our lifestyle. You brush your teeth every day, I hope. You shower or bathe at least every day or every other day, I hope, right? You're washing your hair 2 or 3 times a week, depending upon whatever else is going on. These are habits. These are cleaning us on the outside. And if you looked at the graphic, autophagy and the things that we're going to talk about today, that's cleaning our bodies on the inside. That's a shower for the inside. And there's so many benefits to it, right? I've got a huge list here of benefits, right? Increased mental clarity. A lot of us are just struggling with brain fog, bloating, right? Weight gain, skin just not looking as good, right? Skin looking dull, dry, tired. If you want to look at it from a flip the switch perspective, right? Dealing with body toxicity using autophagy as a main process in your body, it can increase human growth hormone, right? It can improve insulin sensitivity. Why is this important? If you start having insulin resistance, this leads to type 2 diabetes, which is on the rise, even with our youngest populations. Right. So, and I'm not saying kids go out and fast. I'm not saying that at all, but I'm just saying insulin resistance is a problem overall as a population, and definitely autophagy can help with that. Metabolic syndrome, right? Kind of a generic word, but really talking about the general slowing down of our metabolisms, which women as we age is definitely an issue. Autophagy can help with that, right? So body detoxing using safe processes, using nutrient supported processes, and having someone help you figure out the best way to detox for your body, really, really important for your overall health. And you can do tremendous benefits, right? Tremendous benefits, the better sleep, the mental clarity, the losing the weight, all these things. It's just absolutely incredible. So when we talk about detoxing, you're like, well, Jen, okay, that's so great. How long has it been around? Well, detoxing has been around 6,000 years or more. Every major religion in the world has a form of fasting as a way to get more spiritual enlightening, more in touch with yourself. And it has amazing physical benefits as well, as we've been talking about. Most Eastern-based medicines practice some form of fasting, right? Instead of always thinking about, I need to add something, I need to take something else to make yourself feel better. This is actually the opposite of that. This is about, what can I take away? What can I remove? What can I lessen? How can I make things more simple so that my body can focus on what it needs to do? Right? Does that make sense? So how many people on here do you detox? Have you fasted in some sort, either for religious reasons or health reasons? Have you done a cleanse? I'm talking about a detox today. I'll do a whole other show on the difference between detoxes and cleanses. Has anybody done that? Check in the comments here. Jeff, Jen is the best, period. Thanks, Jeff. I'm going to star that comment. I appreciate that. So anyone ever tried detoxing? Because it's like the end all be all, spiking human growth hormone. Hello. So fantastic. For 1,000%. Okay. I've been meaning to, but have not. Yes, I've fasted 3 days before. Great. Joel, of course. Okay. Well, a lot of people haven't, Joel. So that's great that you're doing it as part of a routine. So when we talk about detoxing, right? I want to talk about the process of really autophagy. So autophagy is basically, let's think about it this way. Easiest way to talk about it. So when you eat, right? Say you eat a big breakfast in the morning, what happens? You get super tired, right? Why? Your body is just so busy digesting all that food. Your body can take about 30% or more of its energy to work on digestion at that point when you're giving it a good meal. Now, think about if you weren't eating. That's additional energy that your body can apply to internal housekeeping processes, that internal shower, right? Autophagy, right? So when you are fasting, you are taking in less foods, right? So automatically you're reducing your toxic load, right? Because depending on what foods you're eating and when, are they organic, conventional, whatever, but you're reducing your toxic load and you're reducing the amount of calories coming in, the food, the processes that have to kickstart. So when your body isn't taking in that food, it switches to this internal housekeeping process called autophagy. And what's it doing? It's basically breaking down old cells, damaged cells, white blood cell count rise. It goes after bacteria, viruses, damaged cells that could turn into cancer cells. It's like Pac-Man game. Do you remember Pac-Man or Miss Pac-Man, right? Goes around and it just eats them all up. It's recycling those old cells, converting them to amino acids, then they're used by the body and released. Right? That's really what autophagy is doing. So it's this massive cleanup process because your body's not busy digesting food. It's absolutely phenomenal. So let's talk about how this is working really in terms of the liver, right? So the liver is, I talked about yesterday, she is the queen. She's the biggest organ of the body. Your liver creates hormones, converts hormones. Your liver is cleaning the blood every 6 minutes. Every 6 minutes, your blood is being cleaned from toxins. And when we talk about phase 1 liver detoxification, what it's doing is it's taking fat-soluble molecules basically from your blood, right? It's taking them from, sorry, somebody was just texting me. I got to put my phone away here. But it's taking those fat-soluble toxins out of your blood. And then when we get into phase 2 liver detox, again, this is very high level, right? It's taking those fat-soluble toxins and converting them to water-soluble toxins so that they can be released by your body by going to the bathroom, by sweating, by doing hard exercise and huffing it out, okay? So this process of phase 1, phase 2 liver detoxification is a primary process of your liver. It can, because of the overload, though, that can be going on in your body, what we call the liver detoxification pathways, like your bile ducts, that can get all clogged up. What happens? You get an HVAC in your house. If you live in Atlanta right now, you absolutely want an HVAC in your house. It's so hot, high 90s, going to be 100 on Friday and Saturday. If you don't change that filter of your HVAC unit, what happens? It's not filtering all the air particles, right? You're getting dirty air. Same for your oil filter. Your oil filter's clogged, your car's not going to work right. So by helping your body through fasting, nutrient supported fasting, I'm going to talk about that in a minute, you are helping your liver unclog and just be able to process all those things out of your body. I can't even tell you how fantastic you can feel when you do a nutrient supported cleanse. Fasting, just pure fasting, is a very, very different process. Like we have Yom Kippur coming up, right? This is a 24-hour completely dry fast, even no water, right? That's tough, and you do it for religious reasons, right? I do it for spiritual reasons, and that's very, very different than what I'm talking about here, because your liver requires certain nutrients to be able to do these processes. The phase 1, phase 2, the conversion of the fat soluble toxin versus the water soluble toxin. B vitamins, the whole range of spectrum. I got the whole list right here, right? We're talking about everything that we need to, where do I have it right here? Sorry, I forgot to add this. Look at my little Pac-Man new one. I knew I had a little Pac-Man graphic. But this is what I want you to think about when you think about autophagy, right? Isn't that funny? I love it. Sorry, I found that from my functional medicine course and I had to share it. But look at everything that you are getting as a benefit from detoxing.
I didn't get that. Could you try again?
Sorry about that. But we're talking about, you need B vitamins, you need vitamin C, you need antioxidants, you need amino acids, you need minerals, you need all these things to support your liver. So when somebody comes to me and says, Jen,
it's okay.
Oh my gosh, she's very chatty. Sorry. Jen, I don't need to detox. My body is just handling all this naturally. Yes, it should be able to handle it naturally. But again, I cannot stress enough, we have to support it. So this is, again, exactly what I work on with my clients in Fatigue to Fabulous, making sure that they can get into a process of autophagy while still supporting their body and so the nutrients they need so that these processes can work, right? Now, you might ask me or be thinking, hey, Jen, where's ketosis fit into all of this, right? Because everybody's heard about fasting, the benefits of ketosis, right? Using fat for fuel. So ketosis is a process that happens when your body, number one, prefers glucose for fuel, right? It's the preferred form, right? Glucose coming from carbs is a type of sugar. So your body is naturally going to use glucose for energy for all its processes. And after that's done, and it's used it all up, and if you're fasting and not bringing any more into the system, it's going to look for other places. Now, your liver has a store of glucose in it, and it will go and it will cycle through that again. But once that's done, what's it going to do? It's going to turn to stored fat for fuel. So this plays into autophagy. Autophagy and ketosis very intertwined here. So ketosis, when your body starts burning that fat for fuel, there are plastics, toxins, things that maybe your body can't normally handle, that your body will create new fat cells. Isn't that great? To protect your organs and your systems from toxins that your body is bringing in. Now, in the process of ketosis, your body then decides, well, wait a minute, I need energy. I got to break down those fat cells. Okay. Those toxins are released into the system. So when you are properly supporting your liver and your kidneys and whatnot, you can then flush all those additional toxins out of your system. So does that make sense how autophagy and ketosis kind of work together? I'm not talking about the keto diet. I'm talking about the actual process the body does of ketosis. Okay. Kathleen, detoxing. Kathleen, that's why I work with each of my clients and I try and figure out, okay, where are you right now? And then what is the best schedule of detoxing to start you on? So it's really easy. I'm doing a detox right now. Plenty of energy, feeling good, right? Started it yesterday. I'm fine. Herbal organic tea as much as you want on a detox day. So good for you. So I want to end this with kind of a common mistake that I see when we talk about detoxing, because people then say, well, detoxing, cleansing, intermittent fasting, it's all the same thing. Well, kind of. Intermittent fasting just means that you're picking a particular fasting window. so that you can get the benefits of autophagy for that certain amount of time. So 16-8, has anybody heard of that? 16-8, 12-12, right? Maybe somebody is doing 10-hour. These are just talking about hours when you're eating versus hours when you're fasting. Now, 16-8 was super popular for a long time, and I used to do it for a long time. 16-8 means that basically you don't eat anything after dinner, and then you don't eat anything until 16 hours later, which generally brings you around to lunchtime. Now, super popular, right? Things really easy. I could go all morning without eating. Well, if you're a woman, and these shows are geared to the ladies, guys, if you're a woman, not eating in the morning actually is really bad for your hormones. And it's really bad. Yes, you fast when you sleep. Exactly, Kathleen. It's really bad for your hormones, though. And let me tell you why. So when you first get up in the morning, if you were going to go and you're going to be relaxed and you're going to go to yoga and you're going to sip your tea and you're going to meditate and you're going to have a totally chill morning, then I have no issue with 16-8. But whose morning is like that every day, right? I don't think anybody on here, right? You're getting up, you're getting ready to go to work, right? You got your first meeting. Some of them are starting at 6:30, 7 o'clock in the morning, and you're go, go, go. When you get up in the morning, first of all, your body needs fuel. So remember, it's searching out glucose, that preferred source of fuel, right? If it doesn't get it, it's going to look for it, and it's going to get it from your liver. And if you're stressed, again, another source of that sugar is your body is going to be preferentially creating cortisol as opposed to other hormones. Cortisol spikes blood sugar level. Anytime your blood sugar spikes, you're not fasting. Your resting blood sugar level around 100 or lower, that's when you're fasting. When your blood sugar spikes, you're out of fast. You're using sugar for fuel. You're not fasting anymore. You're out of ketosis. Okay. So first thing in the morning, if you're super stressed, you're creating cortisol, you're spiking blood sugar. I don't care if you're not eating or not, you're not fasting. So eat your breakfast. Okay. Protect your hormones. Stop spiking your blood sugar levels. Eat your breakfast. Only if you're doing like a full fast day and you've planned it out, then I set the schedule. So I was doing 16-8 for years and wondering why it wasn't very effective. This is why. Now, I've talked just about basically blood sugar and fasting blood sugar. I don't expect anybody, and I never ask my clients to wear like a continuous blood sugar monitor or anything like that. So this is just for a reference point. But there's something called nightly fasting as well, right? You just fast at night. It's great. But you have to think about how much fasting that you want to get. Somebody says, well, I'm going to stop eating after dinner. I'm not going to eat till breakfast the next day. Super effective. And they say, great. I stopped eating at 7 o'clock. I didn't eat until 8 a.m. the next morning. That's a 13-hour fast. Well, not really. I mean, it is, but it takes time for your body, once you stop eating, to digest everything and get it through your system, right? And depending on how fast of a digester you are. So in general, you want to think about, say, as a hack, it's going to be 2 to 3 hours after you stop eating until you actually start fasting, until that blood sugar settles, right? So if you do practice something called nightly fasting, which a lot of people do, and it is incredibly beneficial, then what I would say is to help your blood sugar go back down faster, you can do these 2 quick hacks. Number 1 is you can take a couple teaspoons up to a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar, like the raw, like I love Bragg's. Take that, mix it with some warm water, mix it with a squeeze of lemon, drink that before dinner, and then sip on it before dinner. That will help you come back to a fast quickly. And then the second thing I would do is take a brisk walk or do some sort of like brisk light cardio after dinner. 10 to 20 minute walk. Maybe you have a bike in your house, a Peloton like I do. After you're done cleaning the kitchen, go downstairs, pedal, not like intense pedaling, but get your heart rate up between 110 and 120. Again, exercising like that will help bring down your blood sugar faster so that you can get in that fasted state and you can take more benefit of that nightly fasting. Okay. So let me check the comments here. We got a few minutes left. So we've had some people who have been doing detoxes. So if you've done detoxes, everyone, what's been your experience? Have you enjoyed it? Have you seen benefit? Could you tell? Were you just hungry? Tanya, have you ever detoxed? Andreas, very interesting. Thanks. Appreciate that. Jeff, you fasted for 3 days before. Okay, that's interesting. So anytime really, it depends on how you do it, but anytime after really 48 hours of fasting, you basically are too much in a state where you stop the benefits of ketosis and you start breaking down muscle. So you're too much in that, what is it, catabolic state? I'm having a brain cramp right now, but you're breaking down muscle and you never want to do that, right? We want muscle density. We want strong, healthy muscles. Muscles help prop up weakened skin elasticity. For the ladies who wanted to talk about, skin, how do you get skin back? Two ways, right? You increase your skin's strength, elasticity, vibrancy, but another way that you can do it is you bulk up the muscle underneath it, right? Take up that room. So you never want to fast to the point where you're breaking down muscle. So I never recommend to my clients to do any more than a 2-day fast at a time, and definitely nutrient supported, right? So I'm giving them kind of the recipe of the road so that they can be effective, get all their nutrients that their body needs while still keeping them in that autophagy ketosis state, not kickstarting digestion and spiking blood sugar. Let's see. Anyone else? No? Okay, perfect. So what do we talk about today? We highlighted yesterday toxicity, where it's coming from, why we need to be aware of it. We talked about the benefits of doing a detox or a nutrient supported one. And all the reasons why you might want to, right? For that mental clarity, for the weight loss, just to be feeling good again, to doing something healthy for your body. You're resetting your hormones, your blood sugar sensitivity, your human growth hormone. It's just absolutely phenomenal. Talk about pro-aging, baby, pro-aging. That's one of my favorite words. I hate the words anti-aging. It sounds very defensive to me. Oh, I need to anti-age. No, I've said this multiple times. I'm going to be 50 in October. I'm going to be 50 and fabulous. I don't ever want to go back to my younger years, right? I love the wealth of all my experiences. I love how I feel today. And I just want to be the best I can at that age. So a lot of us, because of toxins and because of stress and everything, we are actually older than our biological years. That's never a good place to be. I want to focus on things that are about pro-aging, to be the best health, to have the best vitality, the best energy, the best sleep at the age that you're at. So this is all reasons why body toxicity is something that I really dig into with my Fatigue to Fabulous clients, because even though it might just be weight loss that they want, they fall in love with all the other benefits that it provides. And when you do it safely and you do it on the right routine, it is just absolutely instrumental, making you feel better and really adding years to your lifespan. So we're coming up on 30 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and break off. Tomorrow will be the last day of the 3-part body detox series. We're going to be playing Clue. Maybe see that board game Clue? What we're going to do is I'm going to talk about room to room in your house, things to look at, areas to look at in terms of making the environment that you're living in day to day a little more toxic free, if that makes sense. So that's going to be fun tomorrow. So come and take some notes and ask some questions. Favor for you all, if you can, if you like this broadcast, if you thought it was valuable, please share it. When you do hit that repost button, hit repost with your thoughts and tell people why. Right? Why do you like Jen? Why should anybody listen to this broadcast? Also, I'm trying to get my new page Shift into Health, something that I can live stream to directly, but I can't do it unless I get 150 followers on that page. It's brand new. I just created it last week. So if you don't mind, I kept the profile picture the same. It's a circle for our individual. It's a square for the business page. I don't know why, but that helps differentiate. But if you could go into Shift into Health, and if you could just follow that page, it would be really, really helpful. I want to keep that page, business page. I don't know. I don't really think people use business pages on LinkedIn very well. So for me, I use it as a quick place for people to directly link to my website if you want to find more info, find my free resources, whatever. But I'm just going to put all the live streams there. So that's it. Because after these 30 days, I'll go back and doing a mix of posts and a mix of lives. But it's going to make it really easy, I think, for people to see these like mini master classes as I'm thinking about them, just right there on that page. So if you don't mind, just go to Shift into Health, follow it, ring the bell. Make sure you're ringing the personal profile though as well, so you see all the content. But I really appreciate it. I'm just trying to make things easier for people to find this information, because I think the medical industry has really missed the mark in terms of talking about women's health issues, especially women 40 and older. And so the more that we can share this information and have conversations and ask questions, the better, right? That's what I'm trying to do here. So thank y'all so much for joining today. I really appreciate it. If you have questions, drop them in the comments. I'll try and reply to all of them. And I'll see you all tomorrow at 12 p.m. Eastern right here on LinkedIn Livestream. Take care.